Hello and good morning. This is Pip Coleman coming in to do the Find Your Soul show. And it's December, so we are talking about holiday hacks and ways to do things that are more peaceful, more in alignment with yourself, more about taking care of you and less about the obligations and expectations that you might have around you, perhaps put upon you at this time of the year. So our topic today, because we're sort of in line with that whole, holiday season tips, our topic today is going to be about expectations and obligations and the feelings that come up around that. So there are lots and lots of expectations and obligations at this time of the year, and we're all, even if you are not into Christmas, even if you don't even believe in Christmas, even if you are sort of not even fully engaged in the whole festive season thing, there is still a degree of pressure that is put on us at this time to, the marketing that happens and, all of that sort of stuff that comes with the holiday season, including the gatherings and the people that we're going to be connected to and interacting with. So I wanted to talk today about letting go of expectations, because one of the things that happens every year is part of us thinks, and we go into this season going, I just really hope that everybody is nice, that everybody says lovely things, that we go in with unrealistic expectations of our family and our friends and the people that are around us at this time of the year. We think that, the people who say those mean things to us or ask us awkward questions or, put to us conversations that we don't really want to have, we think that they're not going to do that this year. We hope that they're not going to do that this year. And I'd like to reframe that and encourage you to expect that they're going to do that this year. Expect that people are going to do what they've done every year and be prepared for that. And I know that seems like a little bit of the opposite of what I would normally say in terms of, manifesting your reality and creating what you want and, putting positive intentions out there into the universe. And that's amazing. That's wonderful. That's fantastic. It's great to have an intention of a loving, caring, balanced, open-minded, wonderful Christmas or holiday season. And we also need to know and be clear with ourselves that there are some people that are not going to change. And especially if they have been doing this their whole lives, if they've been behaving in a certain way their whole life and they're not likely to change, then we need to be prepared for that. So this is where my psychology training comes in. So it's a little bit of psychology and a little bit of spirituality and a little bit of, emotional energy stuff. That's the combination that you get with me. It's not always about the woo-woo, as Michelle calls it sometimes. So what I would say to you is, let's get prepared. Let's get prepared for those people. If you're single and every year your mum or your auntie or your sister always says, when are you going to get a boyfriend, or when are you going to get married, or if you're married and you haven't had a baby yet, or you're not going to have a baby, or whatever your decision is, and they are always saying, when are you going to have a baby? It's about being prepared for those questions. And if you're going to still go to these events, because that is the other thing to decide, is if you're going to go to the event, if you feel like you have to go, and I understand that some people feel like they have to go to the family event, maybe you want to go to the family event, but you just need to, work out what your boundaries are, what you're going to actually say and how long you're going to stay for, and all of those, things around time and around how you're going to respond to those questions that you get every year. So it's one of the things is to prepare your response. So to have your response practiced and ready. So when mum says, when are you going to get married, or when are you going to find a boyfriend, you can say, oh, thanks for asking, mum. I'm actually really enjoying my time being single. I'm sure the right person will come along soon. And then you talk about something else. And if that keeps going, if the broken record, what I call the broken record response, doesn't work, you may have to take mum aside and say, hey, mum, I know you love me, and you're asking me this question because you really want me to have someone in my life, and I'm actually really happy right now where I am. So can we just drop the whole questions about the boyfriend thing and have a nice day and talk about something else? And I know that might be confronting, that might be a little bit scary to do, and I totally get that. It is tricky to have those conversations, and it depends on where you feel like the line needs to be drawn, So you either have your prepared response ready and you just keep saying that response, and then you leave after 2 hours or an hour or whatever and give yourself that space. Or you decide that you're going to do your prepared response, and then you will address it if you feel like that is necessary. And if you need help with addressing it and the words to use and how to do it, you're more than welcome to reach out and ask me. We can always do a little coaching session to get you prepared and ready for that session, for that gathering. Okay, there is ways and means of doing these things so that it's loving and you're not coming from that mean perspective or upset or angry perspective. Okay, so the other thing that's really important before we go to these events is to prepare yourself in terms of forgiveness for past stuff. Forgiving people for the things that they've said before, and probably they're going to say them again. So you might like to work on this in a couple of ways. We're going to do a feeling resentful tapping process today together to help you to let go of any feelings of resentment that you might be feeling about A, the situation, B, previous situations, C, family members that have done stuff, right? So we're going to do a little bit of tapping. I'd also like to encourage you to try this technique, which is a forgiveness technique, where you write down the things or the people, including yourself, that you feel you need to forgive before you meet up with them for the holidays. So that list might be quite long, okay? And that's all right. So you write them all down and you go, Auntie Mary, because she keeps asking when am I going to lose weight? Or, my nan used to say, oh, you're getting a little bit fat, you're getting a bit chubby. And she'd pat me on the butt, and I'd be like, oh my God, she was doing it in a kind of a, fun, playful way, but she used to do it every time, and it was very pointed, even people who say, oh my God, you're looking so good this year. It's like, what, so I didn't look good before? It's like that veiled kind of, half compliment, half slap you in the face kind of thing. So write all those people down who've said all those things, and yourself, if you've said some things in previous holidays or whatever, and you want to forgive yourself. And then as you cross them, the idea is to cross them off the list and say to yourself the mantra, the forgiveness mantra, which is, I love you, thank you, I forgive you. And as you write and you cross through each of the items on the list and you say, I love you, thank you, I forgive you. 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 So the idea is to keep going through the list and scrubbing off the people's names until you feel some relief, okay? Now, this is just a starting point, and you might feel like there's more emotions that come up and more stuff that comes up around this, and that's okay. And you can always, again, reach out to me if you feel like you need a little bit more healing on that forgiveness side of things. That's part of the Divine Alignment coaching program. Is we work on forgiveness, we work on lots of different things, but we do some deeper work on forgiveness if you feel like that little mantra is starting the process, but it's not quite as deep as you would like to go in terms of really fully letting go. What we're talking about is I'm trying to give you some little things that you can do that will start the process of making the holidays easier and letting go of those expectations. So 1, we are preparing our responses. Thanks, Auntie Maud. Probably not going to have a baby for another couple of years yet. Thanks, Nan. I have actually been doing some work at the gym and I'm feeling really good at the moment. Thanks, Mum. Yeah, you know what I mean? So having those thanks, I know you love me and this is what I'm doing at the moment and I'm really happy, and then change the subject. We need to change and distract the person, talk about something else. Second thing, letting go of expectations by doing your forgiveness work, starting your forgiveness work, because any forgiveness is going to be good. Anything you do, any little tiny thing that you do to let go of expectations and forgive yourself and others is going to move you in the right direction in terms of having a happier and more peaceful time. Because we can't change the past, but we can let go of it so that the future is not affected by it. So that is really important. All right, and before we do the tapping, I just wanted to say, no one can push your buttons unless you let them. Healing those buttons, healing those triggers and that stuff, because the fact of the matter is that when people say stuff that triggers us, it's because we, on some level, believe that. We believe what they're saying. We are worried about what they're saying. That's one of the things that's really important to remember, is that the only things that trigger us are the things that feel on some level true. And so we're already triggered by that before that person even says anything. So heal those buttons, okay, by doing these sorts of things. So let's get into the feeling resentful tapping, so that you can actually feel a shift now in this moment. And you might like to try the mantra, the forgiveness mantra, while crossing things off the list later after we get off this live. So first of all, I'd just like you to focus on a person or a situation or the general feeling that you have about the holidays, about Christmas, about this time of the year and gatherings, and really think about how unbalanced or unfair or resentful that you feel right now in this moment. Let yourself feel the full feeling of resentment and any other emotions that you might be feeling when you think about it. And on a scale of 0 to 10, how resentful do you feel about this holiday? This time, and then write that number down, or if you want to, you can pop it in the comments underneath the video, and make note of the shift when you finish. So you can say, I'm starting at an 8, or I'm starting at a 10, I'm starting at a 12, 12 out of 10. Or as long as you're over 5, if you're over 5 out of 10, then this is definitely going to help you, because it's going to honour and acknowledge where you are right now in terms of feeling resentful, put upon, expected to do things. And this is a really important process. So if you're under 5, great. You can still have a shift. You can still move that number down. You can still become, feel a bit more peaceful and less resentful. But if you're over 5 out of 10, then this is definitely going to be helpful to you. So, feeling safe and grounded in your body, let's start by taking 3 relaxing breaths. So you can close your eyes and let's take 3 relaxing breaths. And as you take those 3 relaxing breaths, you can start to tap on the karate chop point on the side of the hand. Feeling what you feel and honoring what you feel right now. And repeating after me. Even though I'm feeling so resentful about this person or situation, and you can say their name if there's a particular person that comes up for you. I love and accept myself and how I feel. Remember to breathe. Even though I am so full of resentment, I can hardly see straight. I'm willing to love myself and accept how I feel. Remember to breathe as you tap. Even though I'm feeling all this resentment about the holidays right now, I'm willing to completely love and accept myself. Okay, tapping through the points on the eyebrow point. I am so resentful right now. Side of the eye. This just isn't right. Under the eye. I feel like I might be being taken advantage of. Under the nose. It is just so wrong. Chin. I'm so resentful right now. Collarbone. So resentful. Feeling it in my body. Under the arm. So angry and hurt. Top of the head, feeling so resentful right now. Eyebrow point. I can't contain all of this resentment any longer. Side of the eye, it just keeps swelling up inside me. Under the eye, all this resentment. Under the nose. I'm so sick of being taken for granted. Chin. All this resentment. Collarbone. I just can't contain it anymore. Under the arm. All these expectations and obligations. Top of the head. Maybe I don't have to contain it anymore. Top of eyebrow point. Maybe I can just let myself feel it. Side of the eye. Letting myself feel this resentment now. Under the eye. It is safe to feel this resentment. Under the nose, and it's safe to release it. Under the mouth, this resentment is not helping me. Collarbone, it keeps me stuck and it makes me feel more and more resentful. Under the arm, and I don't want to be stuck anymore. Top of the head. It's safe to let this resentment go now. Eyebrow point. I can let go of this resentment. Side of the eye. Moving forward, I can express how I feel. Under the eye. I could say no when I don't want to do something. Under the nose. I could say no when I don't want to give more. Under the mouth. I can speak up when something doesn't feel right. Collarbone. It's safe to let go of this resentment now. Under the arm. I can focus on setting healthier boundaries. Top of the head, and allow myself to pause and reflect when I notice myself giving more than I'm comfortable. Eyebrow. It's safe to let go of this resentment. Side of the eye. It's safe to say no when something doesn't feel right. Under the eye. I can say no and still be loved. Under the nose. I can say no and still be respected. Under the mouth. I can say no and learn to love myself even more. Collarbone. I don't always have to say yes. Under the arm. I can say no or even not now when something doesn't feel right. Top of the head. It's safe to let go of this resentment now. Eyebrow. I can speak up for myself when I need to. Side of the eye. I can express how I feel. Under the eye. I can say when that feels right. Under the nose. Release this resentment from every cell in my body. Under the mouth. Letting it all go now. Collarbone. Going forward, I can say no when I need to. Under the arm. I can relax and tune into my emotions so I can set healthier boundaries. Top of the head, letting it all go now. Now placing your hand on your heart and closing your eyes. Go ahead and take a deep breath and notice how resentful you're feeling now when you think about the person or the situation or the holiday season that might be making you feel resentful. And give your resentment a number of intensity on a scale of 0 to 10. Look for any shifts. If it was an 8 before and now it's a 7, it's moving in the right direction. Notice any shifts. What else comes up during that process? What other emotions, memories, and ideas? Write down anything else that came up and either continue to tap on it now or commit to addressing it in the future. You might like to spend another minute or two. If you're feeling a lot of resentment, you can still visualize yourself talking to the person that you're feeling resentful of and tapping through the points and saying the things that you want to say to that person out loud. Just see yourself in that situation, speaking your truth and tapping through the points. This is a really powerful way to release resentment as well as anger and other emotions. And you've gotten stuck, things that might have gotten stuck in your body can be shifted. Keep tapping through the points, visualize what happened, visualize what you want to say. Speak freely, even if it's something that you would never say in person. It's safe to say it now. Let go of that resentment and allow your body, mind, and spirit to heal. So that's one of Nick Ortner's tapping scripts from the Tapping Solution. And I really like that process. And I particularly like the process of pretending to talk to the person and tapping through the points. It's a really, really effective way of shifting the emotions that might be coming up for you, and it allows you to honour how you actually feel and speak truthfully in a safe way, because you're doing it on your own in your space. I, as I say, use the tapping as part of my coaching process, and I take people through tapping and help them to move through those emotions and do it in a safe way. So if you're feeling like you need some support, if there's some big emotions coming up, if you're feeling like you don't know if you can do it on your own, then please do reach out and we can work on that together. Either before you go to those Christmas gatherings, that'd be great to help you to have a more pleasant holiday experience, or you can do it after Christmas as well. So that is our show for today. And just a little notice, a little reminder that coming up in January and March, I'm doing some divine alignment retreats. One on the new moon in January, 29th of Jan, and one on the full moon in March, which is the 18th, 19th and 20th of March, a weekend retreat. If you would like to join those retreats, I will be posting sending out an email and posting the information on my social media. So please watch out for those. There will be VIP early bird prices, special, if you would like to book in and get those divine alignment sessions ready for you to enjoy and to nurture yourself, really deeply nurture yourself, and have some time with some like-minded people. It's going to be amazing. There's going to be sound healing, and I'll teach you some beautiful processes from the Divine Alignment Coaching Program. And of course, you will set your intentions for the new year in the first one on the 29th of Jan. And we will be doing lots of wonderful releasing and forgiveness work and some other processes and some Reiki. You'll get some Reiki in the second retreat in March. So I'm really looking forward to sharing these things in person with you. That will be amazing. Please get in touch if you're interested in those retreats, and I will be posting more information very, very soon. Take care and have an amazing week. And next week we'll be talking more about holiday hacks and traditions and how to create and adjust and change so that the traditions become yours rather than perhaps old traditions that are not serving you anymore. So we'll talk about that next week. I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks again. This is Pip Coleman, and I'll see you soon. Bye.